Okay, S10 V8 radiator. We did not wind up going with the Corvette from the 95. It did not fit. It was way too tall. Even cutting was going to be way too much. It was going to cut into this, and then we wouldn't have not only no support, but there would have been nothing to close. Oh, I mean, the hood latch is there, but I mean, this would have all been gone. There would have been like no radiator support at all. So we went with the 4.3 S10 radiator, and believe it or not, we still had to cut. All right, so I cut just below the lip here where the lip goes down. All right, and as you can see, for the most part it was fine. It had to be banged up right here at this piece of the radiator. Okay, and then back in here in the corner in there. All right, all that silver there, that was banged up. Now we wound up doing a little bit more than we needed to, but you need to take about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch here. So we didn't want to cut, we wanted to leave some metal. I know this obviously still messes with the stability, but what we're planning on doing is kind of banging this in a little bit, and then probably you know, cut this piece off, and then we're gonna weld a piece here or something like that later on. But right now, at least most of the supports here, it's still, you know, in here it's strong. So yeah, this is the S10 4.3. None of the hoses are gonna work anymore. We also had to cut out here. Now I was wondering why I saw somebody else had cut out so much around the cap here, but actually the reason you have to is because, once again, this piece is in the way. So either you have to cut two, you know, a piece here so this can get through, and then around here, or you just cut one big piece. It was just easier to cut one big piece. So later on, who knows, maybe we'll take some metal and weld in a little piece here, and we'd like to weld another piece across here, which is definitely going to make it difficult taking the radiator off, but at least we'll get that support back, because there's a little bit of wobble in here, not much at all, but still, you know, that's support. So like I said, we're probably going to weld a piece here, maybe even just bolt a piece just for now, you know, under here, just so that it you know, we have that support back. And then next thing is we're going to see how much of the stock plastic pieces will go in. Maybe we can kind of cut around some of these holes. This side might still go in. Obviously the other side's not going to go in as it is, but if we can straighten this out, if we can cut this piece off and then straighten this out a little bit, we might be able to just drill new holes and get it to still, because this side is in good. All right, this side, it's not loose, but it's not in there tight. Like if you hold it there, it's nice and tight. It's not going to go anywhere, but you can wiggle it. Okay, now the other thing we did, okay, with the rubbers, with the rubber supports, okay, now you're not supposed to go metal to metal. So what we did was we cut the bottom piece of the rubber off. Here it is. Just cut the bottom piece of it off. So we gave ourselves another, I don't know, 1/3 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, I mean, 1/3 of an inch, something like that. But anyway, give yourself a little bit of extra space so you don't have to cut into here as much. All right, I'm sorry, that's upside down. All right, so as you can see, you can't even tell, you know, I just made a nice line before I started, and I made a cut, and here we wound up cutting a couple times, so it didn't come out as pretty as we originally wanted, but like I said, we can fix that up there. It's not that big a deal. But there you have it, the S10 4.3. Oh, the other thing, everybody says this is gonna work. So what, you know, I'm a little skeptical, I gotta be honest, but you know, we don't have time to sit here and play with radiators back and forth. So we're gonna try this one, and we're just gonna order a big electric fan for it so we can make sure, you know, it pushes through. I heard 2500 CFM for a V8, but don't quote me, because then I went to go and buy a 10-inch fan, and it was like 1,000 or 1,500. I don't know if it was just weak or he gave me the wrong one or what it was, but I would check into that. Just make sure you have a powerful enough fan, because part of the reason we were doing this is so we could put the clutch fan back in. And as you can see, or you can't see, here we go. Alright, I'm like touching the radiator right now, and I still need another 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so this stock fan's not going to work. Some people buy like a lower profile water pump. I really don't want to go into this. That was part of this whole deal. We got this motor, it was running and it's solid. We just want to leave it and drop it in and drive it. We don't want to mess with any gaskets or anything. We already got enough to do with swapping a motor. So that stuff we'll worry about once everything's done, because once everything's done, we can swap motors all day long. It won't be a problem. Everything's in here. So if you have any questions about the radiator fitment, put them in the comments. But pretty straightforward. Like I said, we're gonna go with a electric fan. So I don't think we're gonna go with the one I saw before. I'm gonna look for a better one. I'm gonna do some more research and try to make another video showing what we wound up doing with that. So plugs and wires, and just alternator, starter, and slave cylinder. And then we took the fender out. Just gonna wrap some heat wrap here. This is what I was saying before. I had to bang this out. And here's this clutch master cylinder. The reservoirs, if you follow it up, it goes up here. I don't know why they do it like that. We're also gonna pull this away and just excuse me, remount it. And then here's some heat wrap. This is an old one. We're gonna get some new, but this is basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some of this heat wrap on here. Okay, and then we're also gonna heat wrap on the header. And then we're gonna find something for the master itself. This is plastic. So I want to wrap this up, even if I have to just wrap it and, you know, put some you know, hose clamps on there or something, just for a little extra, you know, keeping it cool type of thing. But yep. So you can see in the header a little better now, if it focuses. These are the Hedman headers. Wasn't super happy with them. I think that the better thing would have been if they would have just especially the top one, if they would have just cut this and brought it in an inch, kind of put a little bit more of a bend, or change the way it bend. Could have came around here a little bit better. Would have been away from the clutch master. The bottom one's not as bad, but it still shouldn't be there. But I don't know, hopefully they'll fix that in the future, because people do enough of these swaps. And from what I've read up, everybody's headers are the same. I think they all just steal each other's design, but who knows. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks for watching.